Call of Duty Ghosts split the CoD community when it was released back in 2013. Now here we are, almost 9 years later, realizing maybe it wasn't so bad. But how is the game holding up in the year 2022? I'm lulzPIE, and together, we're going to take a deep dive into the current status of Call of Duty Ghosts on the PlayStation 3. So before we begin, I'm just throwing this out there, I was actually being DDoSed during the stream where I was getting footage for this video. Because of this, there might be some random rubber banding and lag spikes in the footage. This isn't the game's fault, this is the fault of some no-life Black Ops 2 modder. Also, I forgot to hide my ugly mug on the recording, so enjoy staring at that. Alright, let's begin! Logging on, there were about 1,100 people online. Just like every old CoD, the majority were in TDM. Smaller numbers were actually scattered across several playlists. Strike Zone, Reinforce, Gun Game, Infected, Domination, Free-for-All, and Hardcore TDM all had enough players to have games going. The majority of players are what you'd expect from Ghosts. People sitting in the back of the map with a thermal-sighted LMG, picking people off as they endlessly search for someone to kill. Thankfully, there are enough people actually moving around to keep things interesting. From my understanding, the hardcore Ghost players try to stick to Domination. With Domination's lower player count, it can be a bit tough to get into a game though. There were only 22 players in there when I was online. There's your fair share of good players, and your typical bots. There's just not too much more to be said about this. Some people really clicked with Ghosts and haven't moved on, so they know this game like the back of their hand. I know this game gets a lot of hate, but love it or hate it, you gotta respect someone playing a game that they love. As far as connections go, they're pretty solid. This was the first Call of Duty to have actual dedicated servers, so all around it should be much better than the older CODs. There's always going to be that one guy playing on McDonald's Wi-Fi though, but that's to be expected of someone still playing a PS3 game. I'm not hating, I'm obviously still playing PS3 CODs as well. Now when it comes to modders, from my experience, they're a rarity. I've talked to some of these hardcore Ghost fans before. They regularly collect info on who's modding and seem to keep track of them. Good on them trying to keep the game clean. Maybe if they could help and clean up Black Ops 2. When I have encountered a modder, it's usually nothing crazy. I've really only seen aimbots, probably wall hacks. Thankfully, there's enough people in where if you encounter a modder, you can easily find another match. Ghost was Infinity Ward's attempt to answer the cries of players saying COD was the same game every year. It may have changed too much at once for most people, but after some time to adjust, it's a solid game even now in 2022. Call of Duty Ghosts earns a green rating on my scale for its decent player count, solid connections, and dedicated community. If you weren't a fan back in the day, maybe give it another shot. It's a better game than Vanguard, that's for sure. Thanks for watching everyone, make sure you like and subscribe as I cover more COD games in 2022. Black Ops 3 on the PS4 is up next, so stay tuned for that and more.